Well, hello there guys, this is Eugene from Review Outdoor Gear, and I have an amazing knife to show you guys today. This is one of the new additions to our line at Review Outdoor Gear and ROG Knives. This is the ROG Hunter version 3. You guys might have seen the ROG Hunter version 1 and 2 on other videos on our channel, as well as on our website. Please check the links down in the description for those. Please check the other videos out as well, which are available in the description on our channel or in the information button here. This one is our most expensive knife thus far because of everything it includes, as you will see here in a minute. And it is one of our largest knives. I think it is the largest knife that we have. And it has the most expensive materials as well. So let me go through the knife really quick and show you everything about it. Talk about some of its features and measurements, materials, all of that. And I will also mention first, in case you guys are not quite aware yet, that all of our knives are handmade. They're handmade by a master in Ukraine. One master makes the knife completely by hand from scratch, and the other master makes the sheath. And we have partnered with this master for quite a while now. I think it's been over 3 years. And he makes these designs exclusively for us. And these will not be made forever. When he's done, he's done. But he's still going strong. And they also have a warranty that is very impressive. So these knives have a warranty that's for the life of the master, or about 25 years is kind of what I'd say to think about there. So that's the introduction. Let's take a look at all the details. First, let me show you the sheath. This is the most impressive sheath we have by far in terms of the knives from ROG, like the ROG collection. And it is a fully leather sheath with obviously stitching. This is all cowhide here with a nice spacer in between there, and we also have a piece of snakeskin right there sewn into there, and a little button here, button closure, and then we have a little loop here to go on your belt, and this is about less than 3 1/4, but about 3 inches for the maximum width of belt that will fit in here. Okay, and then it's undone with this little clasp that you just pull off like that. It's very sturdy and will not come off easily. And even if that does come off, it is very nicely fitted into there. So obviously these sheaths are custom made to fit this knife exactly and precisely. And then let me just show you kind of the inserting space there. So there's that, and it's all nicely finished off and polished off. On our future editions of this knife, one difference to note is that this edge will be a matte finish, most likely. Okay, but otherwise, that is what the sheath looks like. And this, of course, is designed to be a hunting knife, so to be carried in the woods on your hip. And in terms of the features of the knife, I'll just right away mention the sharpening angle. It is a 40-degree sharpening angle on the secondary bevel, which is really nicely designed for slicing. And these knives are sharpened extremely well, and they will cut paper like nothing else. And importantly, the knives are also made out of a very strong, durable steel called S90V steel. It's a crucible powder metallurgy, that's what CPM, and it's a very tough steel. The thing about it is it's so tough that it holds its edge extremely well. The downside is that it is, once it does get dull, which honestly is very hard to dull this knife, but if you do dull it, it is not easy to sharpen it, like in the field. So usually you'll have a professional that needs to sharpen this knife, unless you know anything about CPM and how to properly sharpen it. So let's talk about the details of the knife really quickly here. And first, let's talk about materials. So I already talked about the blade material. It's a very strong stainless steel. Finished off, well, just materials first. Stainless steel here. This is not CPM, of course, on the abutment here, as well as on the other side. And then we have the handle made out of primarily a ironwood, which is a very hard wood, and it's stable to water and the elements with no issue, fully weatherproof. In the middle here we have a piece of petrified mammoth tooth, and that is just an amazing little piece of art that's inserted into this knife. It is like a gemstone. These are collected from fossils in Russia and in other places. Okay, and of course on the end we have more stainless steel. So those are the materials. Now in terms of the construction, you can see the mirror finish, mirror polish on most of the knife. It takes my fingerprints pretty well. And then we have mirror finish on this secondary half, or secondary little bevel, or back bevel, I don't know what else to call it. And it's polished off on this end, on top of the knife right here as well, and it's not sharp here. Okay, so it's a nice flat line going down through here, and comes together to a nice little point here on the brushed flat surface. This is all polished off. The wood is sitting there right in the middle on this side, and then on the back. It is a full tang, so the blade continues inside of here all the way to the back to the screw which holds it all together. It is fully serviceable and can be taken apart. And because we have the very nice warranty on it for the life of the master, if anything does break under normal use, meaning that you're not cutting rocks with this and you're not throwing it against the concrete wall, if anything does break, he will replace and fix anything that's broken on this knife. Okay, so that is the knife, and man, it just has a beautiful shape. I mean, look at that. One of my favorite shapes of all of our knives, for what it is. Very solid, big handle. I have a pretty big hand, and even with that, can't fully close here, like on my ring finger. So it is a big boy. Now let me do some measuring on it so you guys know exactly how large it is. In terms of the full length of the knife, it is about 10.5 inches long. Okay, and then some of the finer measurements here. First, let's do the handle. I always measure between here to where you can grip, and that is 3.8 inches, which is about 97 millimeters. The piece of mammoth tooth here is 43.5 millimeters, which is about 1.7 inches. The handle or height, I guess, or width is 1.35 inches, which is 34.4 millimeters. With this direction is 22.5 millimeters and 0.9 inches. And the depth of the handle here, at the depth, of the blade, or I guess I could call it the width of the blade as well, is 1.4 inches, which is about 35.8 millimeters. And importantly, the thickness, extremely thick, 4.3 millimeters, which is 0.17 inches. So those are the measurements. And then the weight, it is a heavy knife, feels extremely solid and durable in your hand. In terms of the weight, it is 10.75 ounces without the sheath, and with the sheath it is 13.5 ounces, which is 393 grams and 305 grams for our European friends. Okay, so that is what we have. Please let me know if you have any questions. These knives are available on our website and potentially on Amazon, but for sure on our website. Amazon is starting to be a little bit more picky with what they allow on their website, meaning like if it's a tactical knife or any kind of knife that they deem a weapon, it is restricted often, so be aware of that. But so far, I think this one might be available with no problem. And definitely will be available on our website. So please check those out. Check our other videos out. If you have any questions, please let me know. This particular knife is spoken for already, but there will be other ones. And I will say that please do not expect to have the exact same pattern of tooth or handle material, meaning handle pattern, because those are impossible to replicate. They're each a unique piece of, material. And so it's going to be a very unique knife to each one that you get. So there it is. Enjoy. See you guys in the next one.